them on, put your musical goggles on and look around, and you'll see and hear the music everywhere. So it's not about you. So that's the first thing, because that can help. And then the second thing is to try and find your musical selves. Everyone has their own musical self, and we need to tap into that, however that may be. And a lot of people that I've worked with, are really sometimes scared of singing, scared of dancing, and I understand that. And there's not a lot that we're doing in our society to actually help that. I think about things like the X Factor, and all those places where people are blatantly judged for not singing well. It doesn't help. It doesn't help with that feeling. Find your musical selves. So that could just be, I've worked with practitioners who say, I can't engage in music at work, but they like go to Glastonbury, for example. So there's something kind of think, well, you are musical because you're engaging in music. How can we bring that to your workplace, and how can we find that and offer opportunities for the children? So two things, look for it in the children, and that will help. So it takes kind of the onus off you, and then tap into your musical selves in your own time. I think that can help. I hope so anyway.
I think we've got some people just saying that they were really, really glad to hear that you were talking about music and movement, and actually allowing your body to make the music and respond to the music is so important, that we shouldn't just expect children to sit still. And I suppose really, you obviously feel passionate about that. Experience with makes was going to one of our early years projects, finding our practitioners crawling along the floor like tigers. At that point, I was slightly more, but then really the beauty of it for the.
We're losing you, Kat.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Wow, that's a sound and a half, isn't it, that? Whoa, that's really alien-like, isn't it? That's really drawn out, Kat. Something's, here we go. We've got to embrace the challenge.
Oh, okay.
I'm just going to jump in while Kat seems as though she's struggling with her connection. Has anybody got any questions for Nicola at this point? Please do put them in the chat, or please do unmute yourselves and just jump in and ask a question at this point. Just give you a few minutes in case you want to just type something into the chat.
I've got a question actually.
Yeah, come in, Dean.
Hi Nicola. About capturing sounds. Have you got any experience where children can capture musical play themselves?
Yeah, I worked with a nursery in West London, and the children had iPads themselves, the ones that are all rubbery, so they're all quite safe, and the children were invited to be musical detectives to go and find the music, and what they found was amazing. All sorts of different things, child recording another child playing with water and the sound of the water, children finding other children's songs, different sounds, all sorts of things, and then bringing them back into the nursery and sharing them with the other children. The other thing we did was went on a sound walk, actually, in that same nursery with 4 children. We went on a sound walk in the area in London, and there just happened to be some builders working on like a house across the way, and we captured some amazing sounds, like a saw and a drill, all sorts of different things. And it's such a brilliant thing to do. So, thank you, Dean, really great.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dean. There's a couple of questions in the chat. We've got 5 minutes left just before we go for a break. So the first question, Nicola, is there a place for music in talk for writing?
I don't know what talk for writing actually is. I can obviously guess, but could somebody, is that a specific program, or can that person unmute and just talk? Is that okay, wherever they are?
Hi there, it's from me, Anna. I just, I've taken up a new job, and basically the person in charge of EYFS has said that that's a massive part of what they're doing. So I don't actually know what it is myself either. So if anyone else here is familiar with that, but it just sounded like it's going to be a big part of my job as a music teacher, feeding into what they're doing with that in literacy.
Right,
So
thank you.
nice to have anything on that.
Can I jump in? We do talk variety at school, and it's basically you with the children normally decide on actions or pictures for the story, for, you know, Three Little Pigs, Jack and the Beanstalk, and as you go through the story, it's like a map. So, you know, you creep or you climb up the beanstalk or whatever the story is, and as you go along, the pictures are an action, and there's certain words for after that or next, you know, there's different actions, and then obviously the end. But you could sing, you could put music, you know, sometimes when we've stopped or you hear a sound, it obviously depends on what the story is, but you could include music in that, you know, an action could be clapping a beat or making a sound. So, but it's basically Talk Variety, and it is a map that tells a story with actions that the children stand up and, you know, they chant the story really, and it helps them to embed the story in the mind.
Fantastic, thank you very much.
Thank you, Julie.
Could I just add to that, please?
Yeah, thanks, Katie.
Because I've used Talk Variety in the past, and I've used it a little bit with my year ones, and we have quite a focus when we're doing Talk Variety and retelling the story on the rhythm when we're saying it, because we speak the whole story following the text map, following the images, often to help them remember what the images mean or what's coming next. We kind of we add a lot of rhythm to it. So although we don't sing it at the moment, which you could do, you could, if you didn't want to sing it, focus on the rhythm of the words that you're saying. Yeah, basically.
Brilliant, thank you, Katie and Julie. Hopefully that's helpful, Anna. And I think thinking about stories and music, creating soundscapes for stories. So what I mean by that is encouraging or supporting children to create a sound snap of, you know, you could for example take one image from the story, one page, one picture, and encourage children to create the sounds that reflect that picture. That's a really nice activity to do, so that could feed into that as well as the other things that Katie and Julie have shared as well. Thank you. Some more questions. I think just Lucy's, would you say many EYPs simply lack musical confidence? From my experience, that's the biggest barrier that people have when it comes to music. And it comes back to the very beginning of what we were talking about, being musical, and that people tend to think that being musical means that you either need to play an instrument or you need to be a brilliant singer. And actually, as you've all said yourselves, musical is so wide. So yeah, we just need to try and embrace that a bit more, and support people who are not confident to really think about musical and music in the widest sense of the word. There's a question here from Sam that I can't answer, but just to put it out there. Someone mentioned squiggle while you wiggle. And I don't know what that is. If anyone's got the answer to that, then that'll be helpful for Sam. Oh, the answer's here from Nicola. Squiggle whilst you wiggle is a large movements to music with flappers. Flappers? What are flappers? Is anyone? With flappers that helps develop writing skills.
Flappers are just little bits of fabric.
Okay, right.
So they have a flapper in each hand, and you'll do like I'm doing it here and no one can see me. You do a large circular movement, or you do up and down movements. So you do it large scale, and then you finish the session. The children lie on their tummies with pens, but you've got music going in the background, so they've got rhythm, and they're doing it. It is nice. It's Shanetta Bassoon, the mad lady from Durham. She does all sorts of strange things. She does do disco as well, which is really good.
Thank you, Nicola. So hopefully, Sam, that's answered your question there.
Right, I am back, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know whether you can hear me now. I'm hoping that you can, and I don't sound like a robot. So thank you for those of you that text me and let me know. I couldn't do it, I tried, but there you go. So Nicola, thank you so much for that. That was absolutely amazing. We're very much looking forward to your workshop later on. Keep your question coming, guys, because if you've got more, there is a section later on in the session. We are having a little bit of a technical glitch here, but we're managing, so we're good. We're just running around different parts of the room. What we're going to do now is we're going to just have a very short break so you guys can get out of your chairs. We do have movement later, so be prepared to move. But 15-minute break. We'll be coming back at 11:15. So if you would like to go and get your coffee, go and get one, and we'll look forward to seeing you in 15 minutes. Thanks, guys.